You're listening to the Coffee Before You Talk to Me podcast, hosted by Bean Mug and Coffee Co.
Welcome to the Coffee Before You Talk to Me podcast, hosted by Bean Mug and Coffee Co. My name is Jose, along with Tom. Tom, my friend, who do we have on the show today?
All right, Jose. So good to be back. Episode number 3 in the works. And we're here today in studio with our friend Neil from Shore Sauce. Shore Sauce is a local hot sauce company, right? So, Neil, good to have you, man. Coming down. I appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So we met Neil, I would say October 2020, down in Asbury, which I know you're from Asbury, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were at the Asbury, one of these Asbury markets, and we met there. And at the time, you had just launched, I think, recently, like around that time.
Yeah, I launched a year before, but with the quarantine and stuff,
Yeah.
we weren't out.
Like a soft launch.
Yeah. We weren't doing markets and stuff for a while. So
That's actually kind of perfect, right? It's like soft opening with you didn't even plan it.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I had a little momentum coming into the year, so it was a disappointment, but
Oh, for sure.
it is what it is.
So we had launched actually in July 2020 of that year. So we anticipated all the disappointment. it was in our plan.
I don't know if anticipate's the right word.
Well, I'm saying like we were
More
like
like our souls got crushed from the other part of the coffee business.
we were right in the thick of it, going, okay, let's go through this storm instead of this storm.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the time, you had 2 sauces. Now you're up to 3, which we'll get into today. And listen, like I said, like Tom said, we're glad to have you on the show and look forward to hearing the story.
Cool.
So I guess the first question we usually ask our guests, well, we always ask our guests, is what gets you up in the morning? So
Yeah, well, gets me up in the morning. I know that like the work is far from done, so I gotta wake up and do something.
That's cool, man. So it's like your end goal is what's getting you up every morning, right?
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
Getting to where this is like, a national brand and everybody's buying it. That's what I'm
National
talking about.
brand, household name, whatever you want to call that.
That's awesome. Good stuff.
that's awesome. So I guess the story of how you guys started into hot sauce and like what inspired you to start that type of company in that industry.
So actually, I was working on the boardwalk at the time, at a Ross Italian Ices. I was working there for a little bit. Came home from work one night, and I ran out of hot sauce while I was eating. So at that point, I just decided to start making my own. I mean, first I looked at the bottle. I'm like, it only has 3 ingredients. The one that I was using, it was a Tabasco bottle. I'm like, it only has 3 ingredients.
Tabasco, who are they?
Never heard of them.
Salt, pepper, and vinegar. And I'm just like, we have all of this stuff. My mom cooks a lot, so we have salt and vinegar, and she grows peppers out in the back. So I'm like, it can't be that hard to make if it's only 3 ingredients.
I love that.
So I started looking, more into it, like how hot sauce is generally made. And that's what they said. Common ingredients are salt, vinegar, and peppers. And then you can add just about anything to change the flavor profile, or change the aroma, all of that stuff. So when I saw that, I'm like, all right, so let me try to recreate a sauce that I liked, which was a mango habanero from Buffalo Wild Wings. We just happened to...
Yo, I had that mango habanero by mistake one time with Jose.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I like it, but I mean, I think mine is a little better.
So real quick, not to cut you off in the story, because I think it's great. Mango habanero at Buffalo Wild Wings. I just want everyone to know that is by far the hottest sauce I could have without dying at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah?
I agree.
Like, it's not the hottest one. I think it's like the second to hottest.
It's
but
pretty.
it's
It's pretty close, right? Like,
I
it's
had
pretty
the
high
blazing
up.
wings before.
No, that ain't for me.
And it didn't really taste good. It was just fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hot.
It's
right?
just hot,
No,
Like,
thank
it's
you.
different. Like, I think there's a difference between like the mass-produced hot sauce
Yeah.
and like stuff like yours that's like, like smaller batched and like really a curated kind of flavor, I guess you call it, right? That you're
All
going
right.
for?
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off like that. But so you wanted to recreate your favorite mango habanero sauce at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah. So, and add my twist to it and stuff. So I made that. I let my neighbors taste it as soon as I made it, knocked on their door. I'm like, look, I just made some hot sauce. I want to get your opinion on it. They were like, it's kind of good. It's a little spicy. They're not too big into the spice, but
Mm-hmm.
I I went over to one of my closest friends' house. She was actually away at school at the time, but her mom was home. So, I went in, let her taste the hot sauce. And she was just like, you made this? And I'm just like, yeah,
So do you have like any kind of like cooking background or anything like that? Or it was really just a trial and error, like I'm going to make it happen?
Trial and error. I didn't have a cooking background. I didn't go to culinary school. I mean, I like cooking.
Right.
But I'm definitely more into cooking now than I was at the time because of what I have to do now.
That's cool, man.
It's almost like cooking with a purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. No. Oh, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
It's cool that it wasn't like you're not like bottling grandma's recipe. Like you just figured it out. Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So, at that point I still wasn't, thinking about making it into a business, turning it into a business. I just wanted to just stop from running out of hot sauce.
Right.
We had a Friendsgiving at my house like a couple months later, or maybe the next month later. So I remade the sauce, more this time so that everybody that was there can enjoy whatever. Somebody ended up stealing one of the bottles, and like all the sauce that I made was pretty much gone. So I was just like, oh, that's a good sign.
That's like good theft.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's like,
So
Yeah, very flattering.
yeah. So I was after that, the pineapple came next. Once I made the mango and I realized, a decent amount of people were liking it, friends and family, I mean. I'm like, all right, let me see what else I could do. So I thought about pineapple, but I never had a pineapple hot sauce at the time, never knew that was a thing. So I looked it up to see, if there were any brands that had it. There were a couple brands. So I was just like, oh, it actually is a thing. So I tried it out. We happened to have pineapples in the house. We had a lot of fruit in the house. So we just had mangoes and pineapples and stuff.
that's pretty cool. Cause I mean like mango habanero, like
that's a thing.
It's a thing. Like
Yeah.
everybody's got mango.
Yeah,
They got
yeah.
that like barbecues and everywhere you go.
Right,
now.
exactly.
But pineapple in it.
There's
is
not too
different.
many. Yeah, you don't see pineapple habanero as much for sure. And I think that's something that attracts people to the tables at the markets and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think even just, and we'll show the sauces later, but like the colors of it, the color of the pineapple, and we'll show everybody, like it doesn't look like hot sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think when you look over and you see that it's Shore Sauce is a hot sauce company, and then you see the color of this, you're kind of intrigued by it, probably. You know what I mean? It's not. It's just different.
Right.
So you have, well, it's interesting because if you go to the market and you're like a mango habanero fan, you're like, I'll try pineapple.
Yeah.
And if you're like a pineapple fan, you're probably going to try the mango, right? So it's like almost like left pocket, right pocket. Like
Right.
you're getting both all the time.
So how long from like inception of the company did it take or did you start with your sauces when you actually launched the real company?
When I launched the company, I had 3 sauces.
Okay.
So Sunset took me the longest to make because I wasn't relying on a fruit for the profile. I had to create a profile with the peppers that wasn't too spicy, too salty, or whatever. You know what I mean?
So what's the flavor profile of the Sunset?
That one it's really tough to describe that one. I could say that it's a pepper. It tastes
So it's
more
all,
like pepper.
It's really like all peppers.
It's
and then
mostly
seasonings?
peppers, yeah.
Gotcha.
Is that the one with the Fresno peppers?
Yeah, that one
Okay.
is the Fresno peppers. That one is mostly peppers compared to the other 2 flavors. And it has other things in it just to round out the profile, garlic, lime juice,
Cool.
a little bit of sugar to help balance out the salt.
Okay. So you launched in what month? It's 2019, but what month? Just so we could-
October 25th, 2019.
All right. So October
is when the
25th,
website
2019.
went live.
Yeah. So you launched a website. And you launched with all 3 sauces or just the 2?
3 sauces, yeah.
So you launched with the 3 sauces
Yeah.
from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Did you start having any, like, at what point did you start saying, like, hey, listen, there's some obstacles I have to overcome, or here are some challenges from, like, because you didn't really, like, in 2017, 2018 going like, oh man, I want to start this business. What business do I want to start? Because that's how usually it starts, like, with, like, I want to grow something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing music at that time.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a music producer.
Okay.
So I make beats and stuff. I mean, ever since I got into the sauce, I mean, that had to take like a little back seat
Of course.
just because the sauce just needs way more attention.
Yeah.
Things are moving a little bit better than compared to how it was moving for the music.
So like,
music's tough.
Yeah, it is.
Music's tough.
Yeah.
so what were like the early like obstacles that you identified, like after October, you launch. You're like November, December. You get to the holiday season. Now you're like January. I'm gonna start fresh. Like, what are like the early obstacles that you were like, oh, I didn't think of this, or things like that? What are some challenges?
So when I was planning the company, designing the company and stuff, I designed it to be an online company because I didn't have enough to rent out a brick and mortar or whatever. So, once I launched, I spent pretty much all the money that I had on making the sauce. So I'm just like, well, I got a website now and I got a whole bunch of sauce, but nobody knows about it. So now I got to figure out a way to get people to know about it, and I don't have that much money to work with. So, farmers market idea came quick. Started looking more into it. So I pretty much hopped into that. Asbury Fresh, I caught them at like the end of the end of the season in 2019. Okay. Probably did like 3 markets there. So from that point, I was trying to get a hang of what the market game was like, how to set up, have a nice presentation, how to do sampling and stuff. Because of COVID, I actually did sampling a lot better. So now you guys know I use the tweezers with the chip and stuff. That was because of COVID.
Yeah, of course.
So, but it's way more efficient now because of that. I'm not using as much sauce to sample out and stuff.
So real quick, Tom, I saw him at a market about a month ago.
Okay.
These people come up, they want to try the sauce. He has his tweezers. If you guys have seen Neil at a farmer's market, he looks for the perfect chip to give somebody with a set of tweezers.
Listen,
and I said to him, Neil, I said, you're passing on chips, but you're gonna have to use those chips eventually.
No, he's gonna snack on those chips later. You know what I mean? That's like us. It's like, all right, well, what coffee samples are left at the end of the day? I'm gonna take it home with me.
Yeah.
It's funny that you noticed that too, but yeah, like I don't know. I just want to give you a full chip if I can.
But it's like the presentation of the whole thing.
Yeah,
like
you know what I mean?
I was busting his chops about it, but it just goes to show you, like he was very adamant about. He wasn't just giving you a chip to try, but he was like, no, I want this, the whole experience. It has to be on this type of chip or whatever.
Well, and so also, like, not for nothing, like, if you're putting sauce onto the chip for them, right? And, like, hey, 1 shake of sauce on a full chip is perfect. If it's a half a chip, it might be too spicy for them. You know what I mean?
He sold 3 bottles in that transaction, so he knew about the chip selection.
It works, right?
So, okay. So,
and I like to sample with chips because if I was on the other side of the table, that's how I would like to try out some sauce. I mean, when you're shopping in the stores and stuff, you don't really, unless you're like in like Costco's or BJ's and stuff where they have the people standing there with the samples. But other than that, you're not really getting the opportunity to sample what you're gonna buy. You just, if it's something new, you're just gonna have to wing it. But at the market, you could try it, make a more informed decision.
It's funny. We ran into somebody one day on the boardwalk. Jose knows what I mean, so this is just a funny one.
Yeah.
So back in March, we did a commercial video shoot with a local high school that has like a huge television production class.
Yeah.
So they offered to shoot us a commercial, and just like you,
That's
we're
dope.
not brick or mortar.
Yeah.
It's all online and farmers markets. So it was kind of tough. So we're up on the boardwalk in Point Pleasant.
Yeah.
And these 2 ladies walk by and they're just curious about what's happening. So they stop and they talk to us. And, I tell her where she can buy the coffee and all that kind of stuff. And she goes, well, what if I don't like it? So I go, I don't know. You don't buy it again?
Yeah, right.
And she goes, well, can I return it? And I said, no, you can't return an open bag of coffee. And she goes, I'd return it to ShopRite. And I was like, what? Yeah. She's like, I'd return it to Shop. If I buy things at ShopRite and I don't like them, I go in there and I return them. And I was just completely speechless because I always thought you think it's cool shopping at a farmer's market or something like that, or even Costco, like you said, because you can try something new and you don't have to commit to the whole thing.
Yeah,
you
right.
go to ShopRite, return a bag of coffee, apparently.
Yeah.
And then another thing too at the markets is you get to really talk to whoever is behind the table to understand what the product is, what's in it and stuff like that. And then, just give a better explanation of what your company represents too at the same time.
I mean, it's tough on a bottle of hot sauce for you, on a bag of coffee for us. I think no matter how descriptive you write on that labeling what's inside the bottle,
Mhm.
it's never going to come across like with the passion that you can explain it to somebody, let alone giving them the opportunity then to taste it and ask the questions they have about,
Right.
hey, is it organic? Is it all natural or whatever questions kind of, because a lot of that comes up at farmers markets.
Yeah,
where you see
right.
that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a different shopping experience, I think, than, most people are used to when they just go to the grocery store.
Yeah, for sure.
So my next question is like a 2-part question.
Mhm.
So I guess the first part of it is like, how did you go about refining the sauces when you started them? And then like, at what point were you like, I'm going to bottle this hot sauce and then go, wait, I need a co-packer to bottle this hot sauce? Like,
Okay. So refining the sauces, I really just rely on my close taste testers to see what they say. So it's a range of people of ages,
I love
different backgrounds
cool.
and stuff like that. They're
mean,
really just close friends and
yeah,
family.
I mean, that's similar to what we
they're
did.
taste testers though.
Yeah.
No, but I love that.
When we started the coffee company, like we literally had coffee. We had 15 different samples of blends, and we sat at my house one day with our wives.
Mhm.
I think was the first round was just the three of us and our wives.
Yeah.
And we sampled coffee after coffee after coffee and narrowed it down, and then expanded on who we'd get to try it next and go from there. You trust those people, so it
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
sense.
Right.
I know we did that for flavors too.
Yeah, we did it for
a
flavors.
ton of flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so I rely on them. So I tweak the recipe. I take out ingredients, I substitute ingredients, I increase the proportion, I decrease just to get the right balance.
Right. So
And
then
then-
you get it right,
Mhm.
right? Like, so now you got it.
Yeah, now I got
And
the
now
recipe.
you're like, I'm going to sell the crap out of this hot sauce.
So when I was, still, just making it at home just to make it and stuff,
Right.
I didn't decide to turn it into a company until I got the recipe down for the pineapple sauce, because
Okay.
that one had to be tweaked a few times. I was getting like a bunch of mixed reviews until I got like a consistent, like, yes, this is good.
Okay.
So once I got that, I was just like, maybe I could do something with this, because I actually like really worked on the recipe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's like research and development.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I took it back, fixed the recipe, sent it back out, got opinions, and then I was like, but before I could officially launch, I need to have a flavor that's not fruit flavored.
Right.
For people who don't like sweet and spicy, for people who have allergies to fruit,
Yep.
whatever. I'm like, I need to have like a neutral flavor. So I had like 4 or 5 recipes before I decided on that recipe for Sunset.
That's cool. Now,
Gotcha.
is that it? Is the line of hot sauces complete at this point?
No, I actually
No?
have a 4th flavor.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So I have a 4th flavor called Sunrise. I'm sold out of it right now. It is available on Amazon.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, but
Don't worry.
but it's gonna be a couple more weeks until I restock that one.
That's
But that one is Scotch bonnets, habaneros, orange peel, and orange juice.
Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Similarly, Heat to the Sunset, just more of
Okay.
a citrus profile.
I kind of feel like I'd like that one too.
I bet you
I
it's
have to get-
hot.
I'm
Scotch
gonna-
bonnets made it seem.
Well, Scotch bonnets. So there's hot. I can never remember the name of it, but there's like a hot sauce that's like super popular in Jamaica that I get every time I've ever been there, and it's so good. But like Scotch bonnets are a huge part of what they cook.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
In Jamaica, and
If you ever had, like,
delicious, and it
A
burns you up.
traditional jerk sauce.
Yeah, that's Scotch bonnets, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's good stuff.
And then,
I
like,
need
at
some.
what point did you get to like? Did you start researching about like the co-packing and stuff like that?
So that came once so I got the Sunset recipe down. So now I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to go about it. Jersey at the time, I know they just recently changed their cottage laws,
Mhm.
but at the time when I was starting, they didn't want you making anything at home
Yeah.
for the public.
So you can make hot sauce with a cottage law?
Maybe. I'm not too sure what it is now.
I think you can because it doesn't have to be refrigerated, right? Until it's opened.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think
Interesting.
nobody quote me out there.
Leave a comment if you know
I-
about cottage laws and hot sauce.
I'm sure a lot of our market people do, but I think that's the thing. If the product doesn't need to be refrigerated,
Yeah.
then you can make it
yeah,
with the cottage.
like
laws.
we
I
can
think
roast coffee at our house, but we can't make cold brew at our house.
Yeah, in theory we
Yeah.
don't, but we could.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like I think that's like part of it, like versus like refrigerated versus not.
So you really had no choice at that point to either have a co-packer do the work or go get a commercial kitchen. And do the
Yeah,
work
so
yourself.
I could either rent out the space at a commercial kitchen and then cook it myself. But then I realized that I needed to. There was other things that were required if I were to take that route, just like certifications and permits and all of that stuff. Where if you go through the co-packer, a lot of that stuff falls on them.
Yep.
But then you do have to take care of other things on your end because you're using a co-packer. So I have to send my sauces out to get lab tested. And I receive something called back a schedule process. And those are basically just documents that explain what the sauce is and how to make it properly. The co-packers won't make a move without those documents.
Gotcha.
Awesome. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, let me see here. The marketing aspect of it. So you mentioned I built this company, I have this website, I have these sauces, I went through all of this refining, I've tweaked them all. Now you're like, I'm going to launch an Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this on Facebook.
Yeah.
Make a website.
Yeah.
You had the
Off to the
website.
races, right?
Yeah.
What did you go and like, I got to like, how did you like end up marketing the hot sauce at first?
So at first, just Instagram, really, Instagram and Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook in a while. I was on it heavy in like high school and stuff. But once Instagram became more popular, I just switched over to Instagram and stuff. So naturally I just made an Instagram page. Even before like I think I made the Instagram page when I was still making it out of my house and stuff. So I had like, I was taking like pictures with my phone, and I had a close friend, Sophia Joseph. She actually owns a photo booth business too.
Cool.
She was taking pictures with her camera for me too. So she did like my first photo shoot.
So you were like ahead of the game almost. Like you had the Instagram, everything ready to go. You're still making it home. You're not even really bottling it yet.
Yeah, I guess it was kind of just practice in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at least seeing what it looks like on the page, how the pictures are taken, and then just looking at how we could do things better.
Right.
So
then you get to the end of 2019. You said you start doing a couple markets.
yeah, couple of events.
2020 happens. Everything stops.
Yeah. So now.
And now what?
We're all home. So the markets are, there's no markets at the time. So now I'm really relying on online stuff. So now I have more time. So I'm looking up a whole bunch of YouTube videos on recipes on how to cook this. And then I'm looking up videos on food photography, food videography, just trying to just get as much information as I can. And then I'm just working at home. I'm cooking, and then I'm taking pictures. And then now we have reels and stuff.
Yep.
We didn't have reels at the time.
Yeah. Don't tell me about it. Don't tell me about it.
So
that's probably what I meant to say.
Just cooking and taking pictures.
That's cool.
I'll tell you, man, I miss the days of Instagram just being pictures. It was such an easy life.
I don't, because I resisted Instagram for so long.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, I'm like, what's this Instagram thing all about? I don't want to know anything about it.
Like everything
as long
else.
as I could.
Like everything other social media.
Like every other social media that I'm forced into. And I think there was some element of video on there probably by the time I got Instagram, like whether it was stories or Instagram TV. There was Instagram TV. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like there was
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like that was at least there by the time I was forced into
Man,
it.
I'm just talking like when you could just publish or upload a 10-second video or a static picture. I'm like, oh, this is great.
And it hit.
Once they started doing reels and stories and stitching, and I'm like, oh,
it's crazy.
It's out of control.
It's crazy. It's like, and I'm sure you deal with that too. Like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all these different places you got to be.
It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff to manage. Thankfully, Instagram and Facebook are connected. So when you make a post, it crosses over. The reels don't cross over. They got to work on that. But
Okay.
Well, they have a new thing. I don't know if you saw. Jose might not even know this because I don't really post a lot of our Instagram stuff. That's really Jose. But he was away a couple weeks ago, so I was posting some reels. And when you schedule the reel, there's an option to have it suggested to people through Facebook now.
Yeah.
To watch it.
okay. I didn't peep
What
that.
that means, I don't know, but it sounded good, so I clicked the button.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's there. It's there when you post a reel.
It goes
From
up,
the jump.
yeah, right.
That's always
Yeah,
an
now
option,
now
yep.
it's crossing over, which is cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mark, you got to work on that. You
Yeah,
got Mark, can you just
come
make
on.
it so it's easy so that the reels just go to like
Make-
Facebook stories?
Yeah, and threads or something now too, Zuck. Come on.
Yeah.
Fix that. Did you have any like pivotal moment, like I guess in 2020 that like helped like expand the growth? Because I mean, I think your followers now, you have about 3,000 followers on Instagram, which is like that's difficult even in like a short amount of time. So like what really jumped like your following?
Honestly, most of my followers come from the markets. Everyone who comes up to the table after they purchase a bottle, I ask them right before they leave, are you on Instagram or Facebook? So, and if they are, a lot of people say no, but a lot of people say yes.
Yeah,
So
Do you call them a liar? Like, no, I'm
No.
not. You're a liar.
You know
no,
what it is,
because
though?
I get it, because social media could be a lot for some people.
And markets are
That's fair.
so unique,
That's a
right?
valid point.
And like the cross section of people that come,
Right.
because it's, you know, from the 40-year-old family man who is probably on all of it, doesn't
Yeah.
really want to be, but he is, to, you know, a 70-year-old guy that Jose met today that Jose had to educate him on coffee. Like
Yeah.
he's probably not on Instagram.
No, he was not on
Um,
Instagram.
Yeah, some
But
people are
maybe
more
he was.
savvy with that stuff than others, and then some people
it's-
just don't want to be bothered.
So it's interesting though, because you're saying like, listen, I'm doing, you know, and you do way more markets than we do because you have obviously more time to do markets. So you're saying like you will tell your customers like whether they buy or don't buy, you ask them every time like you're on Instagram. Follow
Yeah,
me
I
on
mean, if
Instagram.
they don't buy, then, you know, I mean, it depends on how it goes. If they don't buy because they're not interested, then there's no need to ask them. But if they, you know, if they don't buy, they're like, you know, I'll come back. Okay. In the meantime, can you
Right.
give me a follow just so you could, you know, stay up to date? Maybe you might see something that you like.
I mean, I think that's like, you know, we do like a monthly coffee giveaway, something like that. Like, and there's a little sign, but you're not going to mention to everybody because some people you can just know they're really not at the end of the day interested in the product. So
Right.
you're not going to push. You know when you tell it's the right time, and the right
Right.
person to ask.
Exactly.
No, it's interesting though. But you're asking though, like I bet you ask more people at a market than I would ask at a market, even if I know they're
Oh, I
feeling the
bet.
vibe. Like I'm just not conditioned like to ask every single time.
Yeah.
Like I think you're like relentless on like even if they're engaged in the conversation, asking.
Yeah, because I mean, I just feel like it just works better for the Instagram page in the long run, because when I do post something, it's a bunch of people who know what the brand is. They already tasted it. They're invested in it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
so they're more likely to engage.
Yeah. No, that's
Now,
smart.
Have you been able to turn some of those, we'll call them followers you get from the market, into now online purchases, or do you see a lot of people just coming back to you at the market to get the product?
Some people do both. Some people like the convenience of picking it up at the market, so
Right.
they'll do that during the market season, and in the off season they'll order online.
So-
Some people just order online because
Yeah.
That's-
We've had
that's-
some of that happen, like from the Marlboro. We started doing like a once a month local delivery in the off season in Marlboro for
Yeah, yeah.
people, and they converted to like online orders. And some people have it shipped too. I mean, shipping's tough. I think when people are used to not paying it from a market.
yeah, shipping is interesting.
Well, shipping used to be tough until Neil went on Amazon, and now he offers Prime delivery.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's tell us about the Amazon journey.
So I mean, that one, it's just a long process to get in. At least for me, my experience was
But you're in though. Like
Yeah,
you're
I'm in
in the
now.
club. Like we're not in the. They
No.
don't let us in the club.
it was just a lot of verification. Trying to figure out who I was and what I'm selling.
Right.
I guess, you know, make sure I'm not selling anything crazy. I'm not a terrorist or nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see why
It's
Amazon
important.
would
It's
wanna
important
be
though.
Yeah.
involved in any of that. Now,
Yeah,
they give
yeah.
you like more of a hard time, you think, because it's like a liquid product, and you don't.
it
I mean,
wasn't
I don't know if
that-
that makes a difference, but
It wasn't that. It was just that the information to me wasn't 100% clear.
Okay.
Because I feel like, you know, there's so many different things being sold on
Yeah.
Amazon. It's kind of like a vague description of how
Yeah.
they want things to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know how my stuff is supposed to be sent, and that was tough to figure out. But you know, Yeah, I figured it out.
How long did the whole process take? A couple months?
Yeah, a few months, and then it took like a few weeks for them. Like once I sent it out for them to sort it through their distribution channels and stuff like that, the fulfillment centers, so that it's available for Prime members.
Did you have to send them like a ton of product?
Not a crazy amount. Honestly, I feel like you can send them as much as you want.
Okay.
I sent, not a crazy amount.
He's like, I just sent 2 containers full, 40-foot containers full.
No
of
big deal.
Nah, I just, sent a few cases of
20 pallets.
Couple cases of everything.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And
how's it going on Prime? Does it make it like you see the difference now?
I'm just starting out. I got a few orders on it so far, so that's good. Haven't really done any advertising for it yet.
Right.
No serious advertising. So, once we start that, we'll probably see some nice.
It's like a tough one, right? Because you're obviously making significantly less.
Yeah.
When you sell it through Amazon.
Yeah.
But the ability to reach so many more people.
Yeah.
And also really the workload for you is much lower, right?
Yeah,
you're not
because
shipping anything, you're not packaging it, nothing. It's done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I could not pay attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, for a while, and everything is still if people are ordering, they'll get their orders just fine.
Now, real quick, I'm just thinking.
So that's convenient, but
I'm thinking though, like you have to give them all your mailers, right? Like anything you want included in the package.
Right. And yeah.
Well, what happened? What?
So I learned that real quick that you have to send it exactly how you want it to be sent out. So yeah.
Because what I'm thinking is like, I think you almost have to make like special cards that would go in those packages that would say, thank you for making your purchase on Amazon. If you would like to follow us on our social medias, like I feel like there would be some type of card in there, like specific for like, when you order.
It's actually a great idea.
Yeah, I feel like some people, when you order on Amazon, like sometimes there's stuff and sometimes there's not, right?
That's what I mean, though.
Because
so like,
okay, so
it
I have a
depends
question.
on who it's coming from.
Somebody buys a bottle of Sunset on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Does Amazon wrap it up, throw it in a Prime box, and send it on its way, or is it in your box packaging inside the Amazon box?
Well, you could
do it either way. Really,
yeah, you
right?
could do either way. If you have Amazon take care of it, of course that comes with a fee.
Of course.
But also that just if you can afford it, then that just makes it easier for you. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like what a lot of brands are doing are probably just sending out their own stuff because people have their branded boxes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think people want Uncle Jeff, doing all the work for them because you got to pay Uncle Jeff a ton of money.
Uncle Jeff now?
Jeff Bezos, yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna pay him a lot of money.
You pay him a ton of money.
But I'm saying like if you bought like we've all bought things on Amazon, so it's like if you bought like a phone case.
Mm-hmm.
And you have no idea what case company this is. You just bought one because it was $17 versus one was $23 and one was $15 or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
You bought the $17 case. It comes in the mail. Like when you get it though, it says like, thank you for purchasing. You get this and that.
Because that's
it's just interesting though. Like that's not a bad thing because you go for someone who goes, oh man, I need another accessory. Let me go back to that company. Like I'm sure it happens.
But I feel like the amount of companies that do that on Amazon are really few and far between.
Yeah, I think that's what you got to do though.
I think it helps.
I mean,
if you can pull it off, right?
It's nice to,
Well, it's one thing to get the customer on Amazon randomly. Somebody's going to go and like you said earlier in the show, you said pineapple hot sauce isn't a big thing, but it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody's like a huge pineapple fan and they go on Amazon and type in pineapple hot sauce, they're going to find you because there's only so many. So to get them off of Amazon, because like you don't want them ordering on Amazon all the time. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe it doesn't matter.
I don't think they're leaving.
I want them
Probably
to
not.
order it wherever I have it because I have to pay to sell on Amazon. So if you are more comfortable ordering on Amazon, please order on Amazon.
Yeah.
But if you want to order through the website, that's appreciated too.
It's great to convert. If you can convert people off of Amazon to your personal website, you're doing something right. Because
that's what I mean. Like,
just from the shipping perspective alone, though, like you're paying so much more. Like our coffee is not on Amazon, but I know what it costs to ship our coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you live in Asbury, right? If you bought a bag of coffee, it's going to take $7 to get that coffee in the mail from Point Pleasant to Asbury, which is ridiculous. So if you buy it on Amazon and it's not costing you anything to ship it, you're never coming to my website to buy it. It's just you're not.
I mean, it depends though, because like say if you do order it on Amazon, right, and you love the sauce, and now you're like, I want to know more about where the sauce is coming from. You go on the website, now you see I got merch. You can enroll in a newsletter,
right?
So now you can engage with the company a little bit more.
Yep. So like you even though that like the customer maybe didn't convert, they're becoming like brand loyal.
Well, yeah,
still through the process.
Right. I mean, like if they want to get a short sauce hoodie or some type of other short sauce merch, they're gonna have to go to the website to get it.
They can't do that. Or if they're local and
they get it at the market,
listen, you're shipping it to California, it is what it is. They're buying online. But if you have people that are in our area in New Jersey, and maybe they didn't realize that it's a local product or whatever, and they were exposed to it through Amazon.
I think another thing to do too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Another thing to do too is like possibly almost like, because we were talking one time at a market, it's like, how do you track these sales of Amazon? Like you just have no idea who they are, where they came from. Could have been friend, family, stranger. Right. You have no idea.
So there is like a little bit of information, but it's not too detailed. I guess just to protect, have like some type of protection between the seller and the buyer.
But like, what if there was like on that card that you like, hey, thank you for purchasing on Amazon. Here's more information on short sauce. What if you put like almost like a hashtag specific to like something about like this purchase that would be different? So you almost can see like if people are tagging on that tag, kind of see some activity on it. I don't know. I'm just thinking like
that's not a bad idea.
Sauces of Amazon, or I found this on Amazon, like whatever that is. Like
that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
Something like that. I mean, obviously
you gotta just keep trying things.
Yeah, 100%.
Listen, I feel like all we do is try things sometimes. Like, and but it's the truth. Like
I'm gonna try that.
You were never in the hot sauce business before this. We were barely in the coffee business before Bean Muggin. I mean, we had the coffee bar for like almost 2 years, I guess. Yeah. And COVID and Bean Muggin developed from it. So it's just a lot of it is you're learning as you go.
Yeah.
So while some marketing tactics from other things we've been involved in work, some don't. And you just got to learn and figure it out and try until you hit the right formula.
It's just not being discouraged. Just keep doing.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta have thick skin to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, listen, people come right up to you and tell you they don't like your stuff. I mean, like people come up and as many people as love our coffee. Like Jose was at the market today. Record day of cold brew sales, biggest day we've ever had. It's crazy. Nice. But some people come up, taste your coffee, and make a face and walk away. Like, they don't care.
This is your creation. It's your baby.
They said, I'll take a cold brew with almond milk, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't have almond milk. Well, do you have like oat milk then? I said, no, just 2% today. Oh, I don't want the coffee then. Okay, that's fine. Like, it's not for everybody.
I mean, well, that's the thing. You got to get comfortable knowing like you can't make everybody happy. Your product's not for everybody.
Everybody has their own taste buds. Everyone has their own preferences for things. Everyone follows their own diet. Some people have restrictions in their diet and all of that stuff. So, like you said, if it's for you, then it's for you. If not, then
I'm curious, like diet questions, right? So I actually know a guy who's another local guy who has a hot sauce company.
Yeah.
And started it because of dietary restrictions that he had.
Mm-hmm.
And he liked hot sauce and he couldn't eat a bunch of stuff. So he figured out how to make a hot sauce he likes. And he's a brand like you now. Is the product like all natural, organic? Like what's like?
Yeah. So all my sauces are all natural. I try to give, when I make the sauces, I try to like give the experience of how it would be cooked at home.
Right.
If we're cooking at home, we're not using artificial ingredients and stuff. We're not using dyes. I mean, maybe if we're doing other stuff, but something like that. But even
but not really.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like food coloring once in a while, I guess.
Yeah,
is
like
I only have food coloring for St. Patty's Day. I put green dye in my beers. That's it.
You would put green dye in your beer.
That's it.
Okay.
But even if so like they're all natural. They're gluten free naturally because there's no wheat in them or nothing like that. I try to keep the sugar levels low. Some people load their sauces up with sugar so they could add more peppers into it or whatever. Some people load it up with salt, crazy.
Yep.
I try to keep the sodium at a decent level. My sunrise flavor is sweetened with monk fruit. So that one's actually 0 grams of sugar. So that
Monk
one is
fruit?
monk fruit.
Never heard of monk fruit. Have you heard of monk fruit, Jose?
That'd be a negative, sir.
Okay.
Oh, monk fruit is a natural alternative sweetener alternative.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd have to phone a friend on that. I don't know.
Too. I mean, I'm not a fruit.
Yeah,
guy
I'm
yeah.
in
sure
general,
like
but
people are gonna hear this podcast and like be like, you didn't know? Like, probably
Yeah.
not.
I
You
heard
know,
of,
like,
I heard of monk fish.
That I've
monk
heard.
Fruit.
Like stevia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like one of those. all
Okay,
natural.
so I know an example of it. I didn't know that was like what
Gotcha.
you, like a
Yeah, that's
category
like what
that
that's made
you, what
with.
you
Okay.
call it.
Cool.
Okay,
Well,
so-
you learn something new every day.
Yeah. So that one, is friendly for keto people or people who are a little bit more sensitive to sugar and stuff.
Okay.
So,
So before we try the sauces, because I do want to try them, do you have any advice for somebody who's like, hey, listen, Neil, I'm a huge hot sauce fan. I have this great recipe. I think I'm gonna have a hot sauce company. What would you tell somebody who's gonna start a hot sauce company in 2023? I
Don't
love
make it too hot.
Deep thought. I love it.
I guess I would say consistency is key. You got to be consistent because it's a very competitive industry. I felt like I see a new brand of sauce on Instagram every day, like introduced to a new one. So there's no shortage of hot sauces for sure.
Yeah.
So you gotta stand out from the rest. Either crazy flavors or something that just appeals to a certain crowd.
Yeah, like especially when you're talking about like the online branding of it or Instagram, like if it's not about like your flavor that's unique, it's really then about the branding that's unique because they can't taste it if it's online. Like that's where the market comes in handy.
Right.
But that's only a fraction of your customer base. It's not everybody. You got to sell, similar to the coffee for us, before we did this, like, I don't know if you have this experience, but I feel like I get coffee ads on Instagram from so many companies. It's crazy. You probably get them for hot sauce because that's what you're doing. And the amount of it is wild,
Yeah.
And you're right. Like, I mean, you go to even if you go to ShopRite, there's probably 50 hot sauces, whether it's Frank's Red Hot or small batch or spicy barbecue sauce or whatever it is, like hot sauce like crazy.
Well, I think it's like the hot sauce thing for me is like when you go to like a beach boutique or something and you see like hot sauces there. Yeah. It's usually because they have just a ridiculous name. That's how they got on the shelf.
Yeah.
Again, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Or
though.
just they're, local company, supporting local company, a lot of that, I think.
So. Yeah, there's a lot of gimmicky sauces out there and stuff.
Yeah.
I try to like keep my stuff like I want it to just resonate with people. I don't want, it to be gimmicky.
Yeah.
When I was coming up with the company, choosing the name, like I had a list of names, and short sauces resonated the most with everyone because
I agree. It kind of brings them back, or I mean, listen, we kind of did the same thing, right?
Like, and then we're not the only place that has a short too, so it can mean something to someone on the other side of the country or some other part of the world.
Or just somebody who is landlocked in the middle of the country but wants to be at the shore.
Yeah, they want to experience, beachy vibes or tropical vibes.
Yeah, I mean that was a big part of like the branding for Bean Muggin. Like the name doesn't tell you about the shore, but all the branding around it is all Jersey Shore related. Yeah. So it's the same kind of thing, like trying to drive the same message home to people.
So I would like to try some sauce. I mean,
let's try sauce.
See what we have. I know that we have 3 today. We have the mango, the pineapple, and the sunset.
Yep.
Okay.
Try the mango first.
Here, boom, little mango shore sauce. All right, so Jose, let's grab the chips, man.
Okay.
We'll put them in the middle of us over here, maybe, right?
Yeah.
There.
That's my firstborn.
Clinking stuff around. All right, so this is the OG right here, really, right?
Yeah.
All right, so while I try to get this thing open, tell me about. I'm curious. What I don't know what it's called though. You might know. There's like a level.
The Scoville level.
Scoville, that's it.
I didn't get them tested.
Okay.
For Scoville.
I don't know if that makes me feel like I'm not going to burn my mouth off.
No, it's nothing crazy.
No,
I make sure I focus on the flavor first. You know that.
It looks good. All right, so let me shake this up a little bit so it comes out nice for us, right?
All right.
Yeah, the mango and the pineapple on the milder side.
I'm gonna get a whole chip.
Yeah. All right. Oh boy.
Now, how much do I want on here? Just a drop? Do I want to go crazy? I mean, I don't want to.
Depends how much you like mango.
Yeah.
I'm not like a mango But mango, you know what's funny? I'm not like a mango guy by any means.
Yeah.
But here, Jose, grab that. But I do like mango habanero stuff or like mango flavored sauces and stuff like that. All right, here we go.
Mangoes are my favorite fruit. Number one to me.
It's delicious. It's hot.
Yeah, hit you with that flavor first, and then the heat kind of creeps in there.
That's exactly what it is. Like you get the flavor, like you get like almost like that sweet fruity flavor at first, and then boom, you get hit with a little heat.
There's a word he said before that was important, and the way he said it was like, I like to make sure it has that balance, and it does have the balance. It has
does.
It's like fruit, but then at the end, it's like, listen, at the end of the day, we're still having hot sauce.
Yeah.
What's the thing, right?
But not too much heat, just enough to let you know that it's there.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I don't know.
It's tasty though.
Like-
I think it's tasty.
I think it's delicious. I like hot sauce. I like spicy things. I like buffalo wings and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing worse to me than just like boring hot sauce. Like, I would put this on wings.
Absolutely.
Like,
That's my go-to for wings.
yeah, right? Like, I feel like it'd be so good.
Oh, great.
You know what I mean? Like, you go out to a wing joint and it's like, all right, you could tell all they did was throw a little Frank's Red Hot on there, and that was that. They called it a day. And listen, there's nothing wrong with Frank's Red Hot. Like, I'm not saying that, but it's very just like regular every day, where this is not by any means.
No, it's good.
It's really good.
It was super tasty.
Very tasty.
Yeah.
All right, now this one I'm going to be really interested in.
Pineapple?
Pineapple.
Yeah, I'll get the cap. Yo, would you want any chips or your hot sauce?
Yeah.
I'm cool right now.
Like, I have so much
Yeah,
hot
I'm cool
sauce.
right now.
All right, so here we go. This is the one I was saying before, has like this super unique color. So this is the pineapple. It's almost like, I guess, like a really pale yellow kind of color, right? So not, I think, what you would normally think for a hot sauce.
It almost reminds me, like, if it didn't have a label on it, I'd be like, oh, that's a garlic parm sauce.
Yeah, that's a good, like maybe like a little bit more yellow than a garlic parm would be. But not what you would normally think for a hot sauce by any means.
Yeah. It's a little misleading, I guess.
But no, I don't think it's misleading. That's
No,
not what
I
I'm
think
saying. I just think it's unique, which is great.
Yeah,
I
while
got
he's
you.
fighting with the label here. No, it's not that. But it's like, hey, listen, you can tell it's pineapple based because of the color.
Right.
And it's just odd that you see a pineapple
But
based hot sauce.
I think that's the thing though. Like you see it on the shelf. Like if I see this on the shelf next to hot sauce, like even if I see it on the shelf next to the Sunset, which has the color of like a traditional hot sauce, I'm like, what is this? You know, and I like different kinds of sauces and stuff. For whatever, all different stuff. Yup. All right.
Probably got to give a little bang.
All right.
Now this might be a stupid question, but is it like are the mango and the pineapple the same, and the only thing that's changed is the fruit element, or are they actually different in some aspects?
Yeah, so the mango, the key ingredients in that one are the mangoes, and that one's made with raw honey.
The mango one or this one?
The mango.
And raw honey.
Yeah, that's locally sourced too.
Okay.
Love that.
Yeah, out of the
That's really good.
beef farm in Freehold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the pineapple, the key ingredients for that one are the pineapples and apple cider vinegar.
Pineapples, apple cider vinegar.
Mhm.
Okay. I feel like you can get the bite of the vinegar a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just having a hard time there.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
just
little-
that's just me
I got
being.
you.
You got it?
Yeah.
Shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, I got you.
It's really good though. And I'll be honest, like I don't like pineapple at all. I don't like pineapple drinks. I don't like pineapple to eat.
No,
Not
That's
at
false.
all.
I love pineapple drinks.
Well, that's good for you. But no,
pineapples
like,
in my top 5 too.
like I don't in for more on this one.
I do like pineapple drinks.
I'm not a pineapple. I mean, truth be told, I'm not a big fruit guy.
Flavor, yeah,
Mhm.
like fruity flavors, things like
So
that.
I mean, I feel like they have their purposes. I mean, I enjoy them with pretty much everything that I eat at home. But like I said, the mango's my go-to for wings. Like I love it with chicken,
Now,
baked,
can
fried.
we go
grilled.
to your website and find like recommended recipes that you would think would pair with these hot sauces?
Working on that. I have some recipes that need to be uploaded, but we have like the recipe area set
Yeah,
up. It just
that's
needs to
cool.
be filled out.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's a cool idea because like
And that's gonna be, updating constantly.
I feel like it's like, what do I put hot sauce on, right?
Mhm.
Like, I think most people who aren't like hot sauce fans, like, all right, maybe I'll put on a taco, maybe I'll put it on a little bit on the chicken, right?
A lot of people always ask at the markets, like, what could I use it with? And, I
Everything.
tell them, like, you could use it as a dip. You could use it as a marinade, a cooking sauce. The fruit flavors are great as salad dressings.
Well, I think that's the thing with like the fruit flavored ones. Like it almost like opens up the spectrum of like what you can do with it so much.
Yeah.
And if you're into like spicy cocktails,
Yep.
mango margaritas, pineapple
I
margaritas.
for sure am.
Personally, I like to eat the mango with vanilla ice cream.
You put the mango hot sauce on ice cream?
Absolutely.
I'm doing it. I'll do it.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
That's a hot take for sure. But I love ice cream.
Pun intended.
I don't wish
I did a
if I had ice
collab
cream,
with
we'd do it.
Cookman Creamery down in Asbury Park a couple of times, and I paired my vegan my vegan hot sauce flavors with their vegan ice cream a couple of times, and we got some pretty good feedback.
That's wild.
So
But
the hottest,
I like it.
the hottest hot sauce. Just for, I mean, I'm sure everyone wants to know this one for me personally, but like the hottest hot sauce I can enjoy is like a habanero pepper. After a habanero pepper, anything hotter than that, I'm not really enjoying it. It's just too hot. Like jalapeno, I can do all the time.
Yeah,
I think it
habanero-
depends what it's
you
with,
could pop.
though,
I
right?
pop jalapenos. Those
But like, I'm not into like ghost pepper. Like, I'll okay, but
Yeah,
not really. Like, I don't need anything hotter than a habanero personally. Like, for me to be like, oh, I don't enjoy it anymore.
But I think it's about like how's it made,
Right.
right? Like, are we talking about like, hey, you threw some ghost peppers in a blender with some vinegar and poured it out and called it hot sauce?
yeah,
and you're gonna burn
that,
your insides out.
that's blazing sauce. Right
yeah, I
there.
don't need that.
Like, what
Nah.
kind of peppers are in these sauce?
Those two are made with just habaneros.
Okay, these are just habaneros. That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Okay.
So,
But yeah, I mean, like if you just gotta control the fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
'Cause
saying?
it depends. Everything else, like you put more mango in, it's gonna mellow out the pepper flavor and the spice and everything. I would think, right?
You gotta just balance everything.
I've been getting big into like hot sauce on my breakfast, like on my eggs and stuff like that
Yeah.
lately.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be like the
I'll tell
Sunset
you.
is my go-to for eggs in the
yeah.
morning.
All right, let's do it.
I tell you this though, it's great. Like, I gotta imagine, like, so like if someone goes to my house and they're like, hey, listen, I want a cup of coffee.
Okay, done.
You're gonna come over to my house. You can have a cup of coffee any way you want, any way you want to prepare it, whether that be a shot of espresso, cappuccino, latte, pour over, electric drip, mocha pot, everything. Right?
Yeah.
Little sunset sauce coming our way right now, Jose. All
You
right.
got. I
Finish your
think
story.
like if you go to Neil's house,
Yeah.
he'd just be like throwing all these dishes out. I'd be like, listen, what's the deal? What's for dinner at Neil's house? It's like, today we're gonna pair this with this with that. Like, you gotta be hot sauce on the table every night. Which
That's what
I'm
I'm saying.
like,
It's like
Yeah, no, I mean, pretty much. I eat my sauce pretty much every day. I enjoy it a lot.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's got to be an experience. Like, if you go to you go to your house, we're having dinner. Like, you're pairing hot sauces all day long.
is this the hottest of the three?
Yeah. Out of the three, yep, that's the spicier one. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, work your
my mom
magic on
does
this
most of the
jar.
cooking at home, so I just,
Work your magic on that jar again. You did for me before. Ooh, that's hot. That one's hot.
So yeah, I think like it's a good experience. Like,
I mean, it's cool, right? Because I don't know, it's just so different. I feel like
what's that?
like you said, like you go to Neil's house, you have hot sauce with everything. Like,
Everything, yeah.
Like, okay, like you come here and you're gonna have coffee. You go to your house.
Yeah,
you're gonna have
exactly.
coffee.
Like, it's all
hey,
about the
let's try-
experience,
Let's try
but-
different
but-
coffee.
yeah.
That's wow. I love it. All right, here we go. My nose is starting to run. I think.
Oh man, it's that hot.
I mean,
That one is thicker.
it's thick.
All right, I'm in.
I'm just trying not to make a mess down here too. That's part of the problem. I'm gonna go a little heavy there. Go a little more.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
That's a
Jose.
little thicker bottle right there.
All right, here we go. Yep.
So that one took me the longest to make, like I was saying before. But that is Sunset is the best seller right now.
Really good though.
Was it a coincidence that your darkest, hottest flavor is your best seller? Because our best seller is our darkest roast. So I wonder if that resonates with people.
I feel like, yeah, for sure, because I feel like when that's probably something else that, brings people to the table, because that one looks the most like a
hot sauce.
what people are used to
Yeah.
seeing, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure everybody grew up on Tabasco or Frank's that, they had that at some point.
Yeah.
They've been around for too long.
But it is kind of funny though. Like you said, like the darkest one is his best seller. Our dark, like, I don't know. I'm always confused, truthfully, like why our dark roast is our best seller. I think it's great, but Jose and I, like, neither one of us are like really the dark roast coffee guys. Like, I think our favorites are our lightest roast.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because people think it's the strongest, right? Or they just associate it with like more caffeine, which it doesn't have.
Yeah, he told me that earlier today. I thought like a light roast was lighter.
No, I mean the flavors
and
are
like
usually
caffeine wise.
like flavors are usually going to be bolder in a darker roast, but less caffeine. So I wonder if it's like the same thing where people look at those and they're like, that one's definitely the hottest.
Yeah,
where, like, in this scenario it is, but it could not be. It's not.
Yeah, right. It cannot be, but you know, it looks a little bit.
Like, I remember having a green hot sauce one time that like my mouth was on fire for like an hour, I feel like, and it was green. I didn't think it was going to be that hot.
Yeah.
Way to go.
The way to go is right. Way to go is right.
No, but they're delicious.
They really are very good.
They're super tasty. I think they did a great job. And again, I think the key was like what you were saying is like that balance.
Yeah.
Listen, not everybody's taking Tabasco sauce and going, I can make one better. Which is, you know, it's interesting. It's like, he's like, I ran out of Tabasco sauce. I'm going to make my own. Boy, it's going to be better. It'll be tastier. So it's ambitious. And I think it's
I think
great.
Just the fact that you ran out of hot sauce and you're like, I'm not going to eat until I figure out how to make some hot sauce is ambitious, because I don't think I'd do it. I mean,
no, we
you
go
know what I mean?
Exactly. No,
that's impressive in and of itself.
We didn't have a backup in the cabinet. I'm like, oh no. I mean, I finished the meal, but then after the meal, that's when I started diving deep into the research.
It's funny. Like I said, I don't use a ton. I like hot sauce. I don't use it a ton like at home.
Yeah.
But I always have a backup in the cabinet because someone we order things from has a hot sauce company and it always comes in the box.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's kind of funny. So like it's always around.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you need it. But you know what I want to mention too? I want to see if Neil knows about this. I don't know if it's true or if it's not true.
All right, I'm just gonna keep eating hot sauce while you.
I heard there's a sriracha shortage.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh, that's very true.
It's true, right?
That's very true.
But why? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess they had supply chain issues.
Maybe.
It's for sure.
Yeah, but it's pepper-based sauce too, I think, right?
Yeah.
Sriracha?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They I could be wrong about this, but I saw like they were going on eBay
Right.
for like
I saw that too.
like $100 a bottle.
That's why I heard
$8
about
a
it.
bottle.
It was like people were selling the sauce like it was made of gold or something.
Yeah, if you can't
funny.
get your sriracha hot sauce, I would just get shore sauce. It's
I mean,
available on Amazon
They're
Prime.
very
Yeah.
different though.
Yeah.
They're like super different.
Sriracha, you know, is more Asian style.
Yeah.
These are more Caribbean inspired. My family's from Haiti, so that's where the inspiration comes from.
Well,
But yeah, I mean,
they're
the Sunset's more comparable to, you know, that type of style. So
yeah. The other two, I mean, definitely the pineapple and the mango definitely have like a more Caribbean kind of vibe to them, which is cool. Reminds me of going on vacation. I'm good for that.
So before we get to the last question, I just want to ask you, like, what's next for shore sauce? Where are we going next? We have the mango, we have the pineapple, we have sunrise and sunset. We're up to 4 sauces now.
Yeah. So I plan on releasing another sauce soon. I don't know how soon, but soon. That one is ready to go, honestly. I just got to sort some things out. I got a long list of ideas for sauces, so.
Would you be willing to share the flavor of the new sauces coming out? Or if you don't, no pressure. You don't have to.
No,
You can tell me off the record.
I could just say that it's going to be more of like a Caribbean meets Mexican style.
All right.
Oh, man.
That sounds
I'm
delicious.
ready in.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so
it'd be good on like chimichangas, tacos, enchiladas.
I feel like that's got to like we got to get
chicken,
you hooked
rice,
up
fish.
with somebody that's like opening a taco shop, and like you'd be golden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen.
Like you go into the local, like, you know, I mean, I don't know what you call them, like the places that we have around that make all the different tacos, whatever. Because it's not really Mexican. It's not like coastal I don't know. But they got the list of sauces. There's like 10 different sauces. And there's mango habanero, and there's, you know, sriracha, whatever. And like, I don't know.
You know, I reached out to, you know, a bunch of businesses in the area to do collabs and stuff like that.
It's hard.
It's really
a
tough.
lot of them declined or whatever, just weren't completely interested, all the way interested, which is cool. You know, I'll circle back again.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm always looking for more people to work with.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like it's gotta be the right fit. I mean, we're big on that too. I mean, like even like the stores that have our cold brew and stuff in there on tap, like we just started working with a new place in Tums River, and it's the right fit to make it work. I mean,
another
not a big brand. It can't be everybody.
Right. Another thing too is, you know, I'm gonna have I'll have gallons of these flavors soon.
Gallons.
Yeah. So that'll be better to work with for the restaurants and
Okay,
stuff.
so that's really for more like a wholesale purpose.
Yeah.
I
That's
was like, if you
I was
saw my
like-
face on camera, I probably went cross-eyed.
Oh my god, I'm like a gallon.
no.
I was like-
I'll have a bigger size soon for people who who like these sauces.
All right.
So you're gonna start offering these sauces in larger bottles.
Yeah, larger bottles, and then
I
I'll
mean,
have
that
gallons
makes-
for restaurants.
I
and
guess
stuff.
that makes sense though, because you're saying like, it's not, it could be a dipping sauce, but you might marinate it. You might cook wings. Like if you're cooking wings, you're probably going to use a whole bottle
You might.
or close to it, depending on how many wings you're
Depends
going to
how
cook.
big
So
the party,
yeah,
right?
so
You
yeah, I
might,
guess
yeah.
it depends, like, on what you're going to really
One of your
purpose of
bashes,
the
yeah,
sauce.
probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I set the grill on fire again.
Yeah.
We had a barbecue last summer. I set the grill on fire. It was terrible.
Yeah. Hit our TikTok, you'll see the video.
Yeah, it's
It
fine.
was requested, so
Okay.
I the bunch of people who love the sauce, they've asked about bigger sizes and stuff. So I'm working on it, everyone. It's just taking a little time, but
cool.
it'll be here soon.
What we get to the last question here. What is your favorite Jersey Shore memory?
I think I've had a lot of good memories, and just being home with my friends and stuff from school.
You grew up in Asbury?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like you're there the whole time.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like you have those like going down the shore for the weekend memories.
No,
It's like you're just there.
I grew up in Asbury. Yeah.
That's cool.
And I'm still cool, like very close with people that I was going to elementary school with and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah, so it's like the shore is it's just home.
it's
for
just
you.
home.
Yeah.
Like that's a tough question because
It's interesting though, because like
Yeah.
we've had a couple people now we've asked that question too, and one of the guys, Josh, who was our first guest, right?
Mhm.
He actually grew up right down the street from my house here.
Yeah.
And we're close to the beach, right? But like you're in essentially like a beach town
Mhm.
in Asbury, so it's like every memory for you is revolving around
Right,
being at
yeah.
the shore, at
You
the
know what I'm
boardwalk. You said you were
saying?
working on the boardwalk.
Yeah,
before you
working
started
on the
Shore Sauce.
boardwalk, and I'm working on the boardwalk with my close friends. Like one of my close friends, Steve, he was the manager. You know what I'm saying?
So you're
And-
just having a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, we were serious. We
Yeah.
were
Yeah,
serious, but,
but
it was
still.
definitely relaxed. I'm working with my best friends, and we were hanging out before we came in. We're hanging out while we're working, and we're gonna most likely hang out after the shift.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it was just like that every day. Those long days, doing doubles in the summer and stuff like that. I had prom down by the shore, graduated high school, got my associates at Brookdale.
One of those things.
And even I'll take the bad memories too, because that's the bad memories, they count for something,
Yeah, man. Sometimes more than the good ones for
Yeah.
turning into who you are, at least, you know what I mean? But
Exactly.
it's like shore life turned into shore sauce.
Exactly.
Right?
Love it.
Right?
Yeah. Where can everybody find you?
You can always order online on my website at shoresauce.com. I'm also available on Amazon. Prime members, you'll get the next day delivery or 2-day delivery at the longest. And I'm also in some stores, local stores in Monmouth and Ocean County. I have a map on my website that shows you where the retailers are. And I'm also in a couple other states.
Love it.
Good stuff, man.
And his Instagram is at Shore Sauce, right?
Yep, at Shore Sauce on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook,
And shoresauce.com.
shoresauce.com.
Shoresauce.com. Love it.
Sounds good. Well, listen, we appreciate you having on today, and appreciate you coming on rather, and good luck with everything. It's been it's been a journey, but just keep going
Yeah, definitely.
All right, rock and roll, man. Appreciate it.
for sure.
Thank you.
So long.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Coffee Before You Talk to Me. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Bean Mug and Coffee Co. and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Until next time, keep that coffee hot. And please, coffee before you talk to me.